How can men breastfeed? Why do we only have 2 nipples? Do you have more than 2 nipples? Time to find out. What's up? I'm Krystal Lake and I'm going to answer your nipple questions. But before I get into that, I have to tell you that my Google search history is very questionable right now because of all the research I had to do to get these answers. So please give me a like and subscribe if you want to support this channel and for my Google history. Now, let's get into it.
Yeah.
To understand this video, we're gonna have to start with the basics. So let's get into this countdown. Number 4. Why do we have nipples in the first place? Mammals have nipples to breastfeed their little ones.
Why?
If you're wondering what a mammal is, it's basically an animal that has mammary glands. Mammals are known for being the animals that produce milk from their chest to feed their little ones. Female mammary glands give the possibility to produce milk. Males have mammary glands too, but I'll get to that later. So what you need to know is that humans are mammals. Now for the next question. Number 3. Why do we only have 2 nipples? The reason why we tend to have 2 nipples is because mammals have twice as many nipples as it needs to feed their little one. Most dogs are likely to have 10 nipples because they usually have 5 puppies. Cats are likely to have 8 nipples because they usually have 4 kittens. And humans tend to have 1 baby at a time, so we usually have 2 nipples. Think of these extra sets of nipples as a backup nipple. And some people have an extra nipple, or an extra nipple. Let's talk about the third nip. Number 2, do you have more than 2 nipples? When we're forming into a baby, you start off with a female blueprint. So we were all female at one point. Kind of. Nipples develop before our sex is determined. Milk lines appear when we're developing and it runs from our armpit all the way down to our thighs. These milk lines turn into thick ridges and the ones on your chest turn into 2 nipples. Then the rest of the milk ridges fall away. But for some people, the rest of those ridges didn't fall away. This leads to an extra nipple. These extra nipples are called supernumerary nipples, and males are more likely to have an extra nipple than females. But get this, most people with extra nipples think it's a mole.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Comment below if this just made you look at your chest. Alright, so let's nip this in the bud. Here's how to check if your mole is a nipple. But before I say that, we interrupt this program to give you great news. My store is now having a sale. Find the link in the description or go to the website cutbykrystal.com/shop. Thank you so much for everyone that has bought some merch. The black hat is going on fire right now, so make sure you get it while it lasts. I also have a few great links in my description. Now back to the show. Pay attention to these 6 main categories of supernumerary nipples. Number 1, polymastia. This is an extra nipple with an areola and breast tissue. Number 2, the nipple has no areola, but it does have breast tissue. Number 3, the breast tissue and areola are there, but there's no other features. Number 4, the breast tissue is there, but no areola or no other features. Number 5, the pseudomama. You can see the nipple and areola, but there's no breast tissue. Instead, there's fatty tissue. Number 6, polythelia. A nipple is there, but it has no areola or breast tissue. These nipples tend to be small, but they can vary in looks depending on what category you fall in. Comment below if you just found out that your mole is a nipple. Now, what if I told you that these extra nipples don't have to only form along the milk lines? 5% of cases show nipples in other places. They can grow on any part of the body, meaning your forehead, butt, leg, foot, and back, anywhere. That person with the leg nipple is so cool for getting that piercing. If I had a leg nipple, I think I'd do the same. What about you?
What is that?
Now let's talk about the question that you've been waiting for. Number 1, can men breastfeed? Turns out that women aren't the only ones with milk ducts and mammary tissue. Men have them too. Some men were left shocked when they found out ways to trigger milk to come out of their nipples. This is known as male lactation. Not everyone can do it, but if you give your nipples just the right amount of stimulation, you might surprise yourself.
What are you doing?
I will feed my baby wherever I like.
But that's unnatural.
I can't believe how judgmental some people are, even in this day and age.
Just ignore it.
It's beautiful.
But men don't have milk.
She must have gone to one of those schools where they teach creationism.
Groups of men found out that chest pumping, aka breast pumping, led to them being able to lactate. Some even decided to breastfeed their baby. A few years ago, you may have heard the story of the Sri Lankan man who breastfed his baby after his wife died. That story was true. There's also a really horrific way to lactate as a male. During the World War, it was reported that there were hundreds of cases of Japanese prisoners of war and men that survived the Nazi concentration camps that were able to lactate. They were starving, and when they were finally given food, they found that their nipples started to lactate. The reason why this happens is because when you're starving and then suddenly get food, the hormone levels in your body rises faster than your liver, which usually regulates these hormones. So the spike in hormones can result in male lactation. Male lactation comes from a hyperactive prolactin hormone. Some boys going through puberty find themselves lactating because of the spike in hormones as well. It can also be caused by a health condition known as hypothyroidism. And if that's the case for you, then definitely check in with a doctor. Men can also produce milk when taking certain medical drugs. This is also a topic of interest for some trans people if they're interested in chest feeding or breastfeeding. Please give this video a like and subscribe if this just left you mind blown. I'll be sharing much more mind-blowing content, so get ready. Turn the bell notification on to be alerted about the next episode. Thank you for watching, and if you made it to the end, comment nipple knowledge down below. Also, one last fact. Some babies can lactate too. Check the article in my description below. This has been Krystal Lake, and I'll catch you in the next video.